leave it next. Leave it means do not touch it. It's the idea that good things come from you, not from the ground. So, you know, if she kept like grabbing your shoe, you might say leave it. Okay, so leave it is before it is in her mouth, meaning do not touch it. If she's chewing on something and it is in her mouth and you want to switch over to drop it, we've not done a ton of work on drop it, but just right now it should be an exchange of the goods. So if she gets something, exchange it with another toy, exchange it with a treat, something, so she'll give you the item she has. You want to be the good guy and drop it. You don't want your dog to be afraid when you walk over to them and they have something. So the way to keep a dog that is not afraid and running away with the item is to do lots of exchanges with them, and exchange with things that she can have back. So like if she was over here chewing on this bone, I could come over and say, hey, drop it, give her a treat, and then give her the bone back. So it's a win-win. So she's really gonna trust me when I come up to her. She will easily relinquish things to me. So keep that in mind as you're training. To train up a really good drop it is be the good guy, right? Don't just take things away from her. Another good thing on drop it, or a helpful thing for dogs that are getting into things they shouldn't, is have a toy box or two in the house. So in my living room, I have the pile of shoes that, because I have, you know, I have little boys, so we have the pile of shoes, and then I also have a toy box. So if a puppy picks up a shoe, I'm gonna ask them to drop it, and then I will lead them over to the toy box. And really soon they start to learn, just when they want something to chew on, they will go look in their toy box. So I would have a place where as you're collecting her things back up, they go in a box or a certain corner or something like that. Okay, so now let's go back to leave it. So I'm gonna show you the 3 exercises she's been working on. And think of practicing these as trying to get like good muscle memory on the leave it cue, so that if we say leave it, she's just kind of automatically gonna back off. All right, so exercise 1, I'm gonna put the leave it in my hand, and it's just dog food. I'll tell her leave it, and I'm looking for her to back away, and that's what I'm gonna reward. Okay, touch. Good girl, good girl. Leave it. Yes. And leave it's a hard one for her because she loves her food. Leave it. Yes, girl. So, okay, so I'm gonna switch it up on her a little bit. If she tries to go for it, because the first 2 times she did try and then she backed away. So now I am not gonna reward her at all if she tries to go for it. So, leave it. So I'm just ignore it, right? I'm not gonna take it. Leave it. Leave it. Yes, girl. Leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Yes. I think it gets a little tricky because I've taught her touch, and so I'm offering my hand, so I have to keep that in mind too, that she might be trying to go pop. So now we'll do leave it part 2. So leave it 1 is in your hand. You want her to back away. Part 2, I'm gonna put the leave it on the floor and cross it off, okay? Leave it. Yes, girl. Leave it. Yes. Good girl. Leave it. Leave it. Yes. Very nice. All right. I am crossing it off, but I would cover it. So if she tried to go for it, I'm going to put my hand over it. I'll leave it. I'm always ready to get in there, okay? Because even though she does really good, she is a puppy, and she might decide to try to go for it. All right. 3rd exercise. Have her get up. I'm going to drop the treat and block it with my foot if I need to. Oops. Leave it. Yes. Good girl. So you see, she's still trying to go for it, but then she's backing off. She's getting there. Leave it. Yes. This is harder if we have her up and moving versus like sitting. Yes. just working on self-control, right? Because she would like to go get it. So we're trying to teach her to mentally go, I want it, but I'm gonna look at you. One more. Yes, good girl. Good girl. This is a tough one for puppies.